Right, come to stand at the front of your mat, feet hip-width distance. Take a moment, just kind of get all the wiggles out, get all the shakes out. Look forward, bring yourself into a state of mindfulness and intention with where you are and how you feel. Practicing compassion and love for yourself, gratitude to your body. And whenever you're ready, just a quick little sun cell A. Reach the arms up, look up, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, fold down. Bending the knees if you need to in your forward fold. Come up halfway as you inhale. As you exhale, plant the hands. If this is your first movement of the day, remember you can kind of like warm up your wrists as you go. You don't have to do standalone wrist warm up, so keep your weight back off of your wrists if you need to. As you ease your way into a plank, squeeze those glutes, get those active, lower all the way down. Really activate the glutes as you lift up into a little baby cobra, maybe lifting the legs up off the mat as well. Then tuck the toes under, press everything back into your downward facing dog. Press the shoulders up towards the ears. Find that kind of handstand shape. Pedal the feet, kind of warm up into the backs of the legs. Play around with what the pelvis is doing. Play around with what your thoracic spine is doing, whatever you need. And when you're ready, looking forward, bend the knees, take an inhale, and bring the feet to the front of the mat, however feels best for you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold down, and take a moment here in this Uttanasana with the knees bent or straight or whatever, rocking the weight a little bit more towards the toes to just assess how everything's feeling. And can you reach your arms straight back behind you? So elbows kind of in line with the knees, and imagine that you're trying to reach something that's just beyond your fingertips. So really compress more, like you're trying to press, like your life depends on it. Your body, your whole body, your face towards your legs. Good, release that, bend the knees, rise up to stand. Stretch it out, ooh, and then come back to stand. All right, we'll add a little breathing exercise to see if that helps us with that little compression. So what we're gonna do 3 times, exhale through the nose really, really quickly. So take a nice natural inhale, and then nice and quick, like you're blowing your nose, all the way out. No air lungs, no air left in the lungs. Good. Inhale naturally. Try not to make a big gasping inhale. And then same thing again. As quickly as you can, force all the air out of your lungs. Hold until you know there's nothing left. And then inhale as smoothly and naturally as possible. One more time. Press it all out. Then let your lungs naturally fill with air. Good. Breathe just naturally as you reach the arms up. One more time, stretch out nice and long. Bend the knees. If you like to fold back down, once you're in your standing forward fold, again, reach the arms straight back behind you. And leaning the weight towards your toes a little bit, compress. And just notice if that feels a little bit different. I know for me, it just feels like way more effortless. All right, come out of that, inhale, find length, exhale, plant the hands. Once again, kind of like allow yourself, your wrists to get used to holding your weight right here in the flow. Walk the feet back to plank. Find a nice, long, straight line. Really useful to do these in front of a mirror or to video yourself doing it, because so often we think we're in a straight line and our booties are sticking up like this. So really try and find that openness through the hips and squeezing the glutes. Imagine that your abdominals and your thighs are trying to lift up, but your hips are like, no, you guys have it wrong. Down is the way we want to go. All right, then lower everything, holding that line all the way down, all the way down, all the way down onto your belly. Bring the tops of the feet onto the mat. Look forward as you reach the arms Up overhead, fingertips to the ceiling. This will be a repeat. I love this drill. Press the armpits down, press the tops of the feet down, press everything down, just the bottom of the ribs lifting up, the belly lifting up, pubic bone pressing down. Good, breathe. And then slide the hands back, tuck the toes under, but hold on to that shape. Can you press up through a push-up, but instead of kind of peeling one body part at a time up, see if you can come up like a solid plank, the whole body lifting up at the same time. Good, and then press it back into a downward facing dog. Oh, feeling our muscles activate. Look forward at your mat, between your wrists, lift the right leg up. So, can you lift up the left heel and lower the left heel? Lower the tops of the right toes down to the mat, lift the right leg back up, lift the left heel, lower the left heel, lower the right toes. 3 more like that. So right leg lifts and the left heel all at the same time. The gaze is forward, the shoulders and arms and fingers are active. 3, 2, 1. And then what we're gonna do is jump finally with the left leg, lowering the left foot right to the front of the mat and landing in warrior 2. All right, so just a hop and a windmill. Don't worry if that's not what you're used to. It's gonna feel weird at first. Just give it a few tries. All right, now can you look down at the mat just in front of your mat? You're gonna place your hand there as you move into a half moon. Just all one quick movement. Straight into your half moon and then back to warrior 2. Maybe that felt a little bit wobbly and shaky. We'll try it a couple more times. Half moon, back to warrior 2. Half moon, keep the knee bent. See if you can bring the hand flat. Maybe this time bring the right hand down. Good. Let's try it one more time actually. Bringing that right hand down as well. Out in front. Okay, so it's a nice stretch. Now windmill the arms down, step the left foot back to your plank. Again, find a nice long straight line. Maybe pull the chin back as well, pull the ribs in and hold onto that line as you bend the elbows, lowering yourself all the way down onto your belly, tops of the feet to the mat, wrists, arms straight up overhead, chin is down, your gaze is looking through your thumbs. And you press every part of your body down into the mat, especially the armpits and where the hips crease as you sit. Those are the areas especially that I want you to press down. Just the fingers lifting up, the lower ribs lifting up. And can you breathe here? Good. Last breath. And then slide the hands back just like before. Just tuck the toes and find that line so your whole body comes up all in one plank, like a plank. Then press it back to your downward facing dog. Still looking forward at the mat between your wrists. This time, lift the left leg up, lift the right heel up. Lower the left toes, lower the right heel. As the left leg lifts, the right heel lifts and lowers. So 3 more like that. Maybe getting a little bit of a swing going, moving quickly. The gaze stays forward, and then we're gonna hop to step the right foot to the front, all the way into our warrior 2. Good, look down at the mat, or just in front of the mat where your hand is gonna go for your half moon. Find that half moon. You don't have to balance there, because we're gonna pop right back to the warrior 2. 2 more like that, or we'll do 3 more. Maybe the left hand comes down in front. All right, so letting the left leg come down as the right hand comes down. The right knee can be bent as the left hand maybe touches as well. Oh, good. Windmill the arms down to frame the right foot. Take it back to your plank and press everything back to your downward facing dog. Bring the feet side by side, bend the knees, take an inhale. Press the shoulders up towards the ears, exhale, pull the ribs in. Bring your gaze, make sure your gaze is down in between your wrists. When you're ready, on your next inhale, hop all the way to the front. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Good. Bend the knees, roll yourself up to stand, reach up nice and tall. Stretch long And lower the arms back down by your side. Can you shift your weight now into your right leg? Bring the left leg up to your left knee up to your chest. Reach the arms up. Find a real openness through the front of the right thigh. Pull the ribs down towards each other though. And really press your shoulders up towards the ears. Without changing this line, this shape, just bring the left leg out to the side like you're going towards a tree pose. Then step that left leg to the back behind you, ready for a little triangle pose. So extend the arms wide, take an inhale, reach the arm forward, the right arm forward, and then lower down into your Trikonasana, reaching that left arm up to the ceiling. Breathe here. As you exhale, look down towards your right toes. Bend both knees and bring your hips over that left heel. So just balancing on the left toes. So you can repeat Warrior Two into the half moon, or you've got an option to do it kind of lower to the ground like this. And what we're gonna do is same kind of movement into that half moon, reaching the left hand down. Reaching the left hand down in a nice quick movement and then straight back to that squat. Option as well, I'm gonna back up a little bit so I'm not running out of space, is to let the right leg come up as well and maybe even go all the way through a cartwheel, okay? That's just an option. But just to get used to that feeling of getting yourself on your hands from this kind of sideways entry of a cartwheel. All right, so even if you're just here, something like that, all right? So play around with that a few times until your legs are like, ah, I thought handstands meant that I got a break. What's going on here? And when you're ready, just step it back to a plank, find that line again. Give those legs a little bit more work to do. Press it back to your downward facing dog. Bend the knees, take an inhale. Press the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale firmly to pull the ribs in. Nice line through the shoulders, then inhale and hop up to the front of the mat. Lengthen in your Ardha Uttanasana, fold Uttanasana. If you liked that little compression drill, you can add that in anytime you do an Uttanasana. When you're ready, rise up, stretch nice and tall. Exhale. All right, one more time on the other side. So shift your weight into the left leg, pull the right knee to your chest, reach the arms up overhead. If you want, you can even treat this like a handstand, bring the wrists into extension, look up towards your wrists. But what I really want you to focus on is opening through the front of the left hip. So just that exact area that creases when we sit, try and uncrease it as much as possible, pulling the ribs in though as well. And then without changing a thing, can you just bring the right leg out to the side and just step it back behind you. Ready for a little Trikonasana. So open the chest out to the side, arms to the side, press the hips back, the left arm forward. For your triangle pose, just a breath here, nice and full. Inhale. As you exhale, look down towards your left foot. Bend both knees, coming into a squat over the right heel. Just like before, you know what's coming. The left hand is gonna come down. Use your gaze as well. Look at where you're going. I could get so geeky now about the impact of the visual system on certain parts of our brain. Honestly, just trust me, okay? Look at where you're going. It's gonna help. So focus on a point, where your hand is gonna go, where you want your hand to land. And when you're ready, do it. Half moon. And remember, you can do it from a Warrior Two as well. Sometimes it can help though to feel like you're not so high up off the ground. You're already low to the ground, not as scary. So play around with a little cartwheel here. If you did cartwheels as a kid, you may have always done them on one side, and one of these is gonna feel really, really awkward and difficult, but just give it a try. Bring that childlike mindset to it, have fun with it, play. The nice thing about a cartwheel is if you give it a bit too much juice and you fall, you're probably gonna be falling in a way that feels comfortable and easy. All right, i.e. not falling over backwards, hopefully. All right, when you're ready, just come back to your plank. Press it back to downward facing dog. One more time, bend the knees and look forward. Take an inhale, press the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, pull the ribs in. Find that stability, hold on to that stability, digging the fingers into the mat as you inhale, and then one more time, big hop forward, lower the feet down. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold, compress to press your reach back behind you if you want to, if you liked that one. If you're ready for a break, you can skip it. But we'll just rise up, reach up nice and tall, and then just give everything a good shake. And come back to stillness. Perhaps closing the eyes or just looking forward, using that physical gaze on the focal point to set your intention on your goals, on what you want to achieve in your practice, in this one single day, or just in your life in general. And maybe that goal involves doing this flow again, getting the hang of it, or maybe you're ready to move on to a different flow or into the rest of your day.